All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here and Yi Gong at Listings to Leads for the Open House Marketing and Lead Gen call today. Welcome to it. And I'm hoping that the connection is better. We got a new super good connection. And let me see. I think I am dialed in with it. So hopefully the stability and everything is better. So if you've been following our calls and if you've had any where you've seen us kind of bouncing a little bit in and out, let me know if it's better.
Oh, I just saw somebody says, Maya, welcome. She has an open house this weekend.
Oh, St. Augustine. We're actually going to be in Sarasota in a couple of, oh my gosh. Oh, I got to go pick up my laundry. Uh, yeah, we're going to be in Sarasota on Wednesday for about 10 days. I can't wait. Half the trip will be for family. And then we got about 4 different offices in that area that we're going to be meeting with. So it should be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get down there, see the family, see some clients, and have a little bit of fun.
Right. We
So,
haven't been in Florida. I don't know last time we were there.
I know. I feel like it's almost been before COVID.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Maybe. Yeah.
Hopefully, well, it can be 100 degrees.
Yeah. Not like here. All right. So before we get to the open houses, this is a post that was in the mastermind group on June 28th. And I thought I'd share it here with you. A client came in and said she hadn't used Facebook ads until this year. And she just did 3 ads in the last week, spent $175. And look at this. She got 26 leads for $1.88, 24 leads for $2.08, 40 leads for $1.90. Absolutely fantastic. And she said the only thing she did differently was change the format to what they recommended in the last webinar. So I will be showing that today. I want to make sure that Facebook ads, along with everything else that you do, is top notch. I want to make sure that I don't want you wasting your time or your money. All right. I want you to spend some money, but I don't want you wasting money. And there's a big difference with that. And I certainly don't want you wasting your time.
Yeah, the goal is to really learn how to effectively run your Facebook ads and have other strategies all come together so you not only get all the traffic, right? And you start having great conversations as well. So it's like generating leads and then have an effective follow-up after.
Yeah, and just understanding as part of the process, right? So every week we hopefully get a little bit better. We get a little bit tighter with what we're doing, a little bit more efficient with it, get
Yeah.
some better results every time we do it, just like anything else. So I've already put this link into the chat. If you are watching this on a recording, go to listingstoleads.com/blog. There's a few articles I'll be referencing here in this call, and they can all be found there. Just go ahead and search the title of the post. And this one, I want to make sure that I point out, Neil, no open houses. You're in Beverly Hills. It's all an open house. Beautiful, beautiful area, obviously. So on this post here is 3 videos. One is an interview we did with a client about a month and a half ago, talking about his Facebook ad strategy that I believe is 8x ROI in 8 to 10 weeks. Then we've got another interview with a client here who has $2.5 million pending in contract after a $1,200 ad spend on Facebook and doing some open houses. And he shares all of that here. And so we want to make sure that you get access to both of those 2 interviews. Absolutely fabulous. Talking about both Facebook ads and open houses. And I would highly recommend you watch both of them all the way to the end because they share stuff all the way through. Those are 2 just great calls. And then in this little video, 6 minutes, I walk you through how to make sure that every ad you do is going to be better than the last one. So again, what to do when an ad's not performing well, right? That's you want to know. All right. So when you have an ad and you're generating leads at $6 to $7 a lead, how to turn that off and just run another ad, how to make sure the ad you are going to run will hopefully do well from day one. So take a look at that little video there as well. And then you're going to get my 10 commandments. So these are the things I didn't start off trying to write 10 commandments, just the way it worked out. So take a look at that. And if you have any questions, get into the mastermind group or get with our support team for more help. And if you have any questions on that, again, I'll be doing a Facebook ad today. So you'll see a lot of what's in that video with what I do today. All
Sounds
right. So
good.
go to listingstoleads.com. If you're not a client, sign up for a free trial. Everything I do here can be done in a free trial. If you are a client, so Maya, anybody else in this call, log into your account. Let's actually get some of this done today before we even get off this call.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm actually going to. I've already dropped this link into the chat as well. Again, if you're watching the recording, go to listingstoleads.com/blog, and there's a search. You can just type in this title, and this is the daily marketing calendar for how to make sure that you are going to get the most out of that open house. Now, I know some people, man, they wait till like Thursday or Friday before they put the open house into the MLS. Whatever you do on that one, talk to your broker. But if you could start marketing it today, you will get the most out of it, I think. Now, if you want to wait till Wednesday and compress all of this into like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 to 5 days, that's okay. But I hope you don't wait till Friday or Saturday. Man, that'd be tight trying to get all this marketing done.
Yeah, you're just not getting enough time to, have these ads in front of the people that need to see them.
Yeah. Well, and there's so much opportunity to market an open house like there's any listing. And so the idea of marketing a listing for one day is just kind of sad. You're just losing a lot of opportunity. So with that, Monday, if you haven't done this yet, I would highly recommend getting at it. Doing a Facebook ad. All right, so we're going to Facebook lead ad. We're going to jump to that right after I show you this. We'll do a social media post. We are going to get this to the seller. We want the seller to share this on their social. In case I forget, also ask the seller to share this via Nextdoor as well. And then we've got Instagram stories, reels, TikToks. So we've actually got a 5 to 6 part campaign, which is why if you start today, you can fully leverage the short form video / image campaign instead of trying to do it all at once. Just a lot more visibility. And you're going to see a link to that right here. So this is the Instagram / TikTok open house campaign for Monday through Sunday. So if you click right there, it'll lay everything out for you, and it'll actually show you how to do it as well. And essentially, we're going to just, whether it's a video clips or images, how to add links to landing pages, to the single property website, how to add polls so that we are engaging our audience every day of the week for the open house we have coming up. And this is great, whether it's your listing or not. This could be a listing that you borrow, and you can leverage all of these tools and generate more buyers and more sellers.
I was thinking about, you sent this TikTok video to me this morning about a open house video. It was just a flag of open house and some lawn. It was just not very, very exciting, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. All right. And then if you're a listing agent, make sure you get this on that sign rider. Get this on top. So go to your association if you don't have it yet. And hopefully you have it. If you don't, order it for the next time. Get the sign rider from Listings to Leads, which I'll be showing you, and even put some listing flyers on the yard sign. You'll take them out when you go in to do the open house. But I always say have listing flyers. They've got the QR codes, they got the text codes, they got the custom URLs. So those listing flyers also help to generate leads. So with that said, let's just jump into the account. So I've already logged into Listings to Leads. I'm going to go to Listings. We'll talk a little bit later about how to select the best open house to do. It may not even be your listing. You may have a listing that's played out in a sense, like it's been on the market for a couple of months and you need some fresh blood for that lead gen to get people's attention. And even a listing that's a month or two old, you can still do an open house for. Just you don't want to be doing open houses for the same listing week after week after week, because they become tired listings at that point. So we
Yeah.
want to mix it up a little bit.
One more thing I think
Mhm.
would be great to have an open house is price reduced properties. And I think it's easier to borrow those listings from agents because they don't want to do open house because they've done
Yeah,
it before. And that would be a great
that could be a
listing.
great way to get
Yeah,
some, because especially if the property went from like one price level to another, where
another
it picked up
totally.
more potential buyers who,
Yeah,
there's more buyers, maybe a lower price bracket. And with the marketing you do with listings to leads, you could get a lot of people to that open house and get some listings out of it as well. All
yeah,
right. So with that, I've already got my listing in the account and I've got the open house set. If you need help getting the listing in, if you're going to borrow a listing or if it's your listing, get with our support team. To add the open house information on the far right, you'll see an icon. Looks like a little house or building. And if you mouse over it, it says add open house. But since I've already got it, I'll just click the green market listing button. There is a step-by-step guide right here. There is a checklist right here. Highly recommend looking at them. But for the 5 things I want you to do today or tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday, is let's get that Facebook ad out. And I really want you, the home has been on the market for a long time. Which, Neil, what are you referring to? If you're referring to my listing, yes, this has been on the market for about 10 years, maybe. It's been a while, but it's got a remodel. We remodeled the front, so it is fresh and new. The location's going to autofill. Radius, don't touch radius. Leave it alone. Lifetime budget. This is the only thing I want you to change. So I want you to either bump it up to 50, or I would say 100. You saw the post in the mastermind group with the woman, 3 ads, 2 were for 50 and 1 was for 70. She did the open house for 70 and she only did it for a couple of days. She could have run that for $100 easy. And she was generating leads like $1.90. Can you imagine 50 leads in 1 week from one open house? Now,
yeah,
average cost per lead is around 4 something. So, $2 is obviously really low, but the longer you stay consistent and you spend money, the better you're going to do. It's the people that are at minimum budgets inconsistently that do the worst.
yeah. I'm hoping that she actually extended that ad.
Yeah, we cover that in some of those videos that I put the links to at the beginning of this call from our
Mm.
blog. What to do if your ad is doing well, what to do when it's not. So here, all I'm going to do is click create ad. It's literally that easy. Don't overthink it. The more you start changing things around, probably the worse your ad will do. So if you want to just keep it super simple and not overthink it and get generally the best results, only add money to the budget, make sure the images are good, and that's it. Don't start messing with things. We got everything set up for you to be as easy as possible. This is going to be a Facebook lead ad. Let me show you what it looks like. So when people click on it, it's going to ask them what is their buying time frame. So let Facebook come up. There we go. So and this is a link I can actually send to my seller. I'm going to click the blue show ad button. And then here, I always love seeing our call. So right here, open house in Folsom. People will click. What is your time frame to buy? No, I've already clicked the ad once, selected the down this right here. All right, that's 2 clicks.
Yeah,
Continue is 3. Confirm information 4.
yeah,
Submit 5. And then to view listing 6. So that took 6 clicks to get to here. So, don't get too into the whole Facebook leads are no good. Yee's running Facebook ads. She's talking to people on a regular basis. The key is, though, staying consistent and spending enough money. So those are the two absolute key things. Again, I welcome you to go watch those 2 interviews I linked to above, and you'll see a lot of great information from those guys.
And have a good listing.
Yeah, make sure your photos are good. Doesn't have to, and good photos does not mean luxury. All right, good photos just means good photos for whatever the price point is. Right? There's nothing. I don't want to say there's nothing worse, but I sometimes, agents on a lower price listing, they're more okay with not so good photos. I don't want to get a 3D tour and like the best professional photos for, a super low price listing, but I still want to have good photos because I tell you those kind of price points can move quickly, right?
Right,
Nice
right.
quick sale. Yeah. All right. Social media post. This will post automatically when you set the open house typically, but if you need to come in here and change anything, you can see an example of what the post looks like right there. And I can always repost it if I want to. You'll see where it posted to right here. So I'm going to click on that. Example of the post right here. People click it. And all right. But when they click it, they go to the single property website, same as the ad. And so they can go to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and Google My Business. Recommend doing all of them. And then this also now gets back to the link I gave you for doing the open houses. Let me bring that up. And let's see. Here we go. So this is the daily calendar for marketing your open house. So we did the ad and the social media post. And what I don't want you to forget is, and the link to this is right up here, are your daily shorts. So the short can be an image, the short can be a video, but we're going to do a daily short on all the different, you got YouTube shorts, you got TikTok. If you're doing TikTok, you got Instagram shares to Facebook. So we want to get all of these done every single day that we can, because it's just more free visibility. So make sure you click there for that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, let's get them to the seller. Such a phenomenal way to get more people to the open house, get listings, get buyers, by the seller sharing that with their friends and family. So right below social media post are the 2 tools for the seller. Clients have been doing this for over a decade, and it just keeps getting better. So all you want to do is get this to the seller, call the seller up, ask them to post it to their Facebook page and share it via email. I'm going to give you a quick little script to call the seller with. If you are borrowing this open house to market, you will not have this tool. But if it is your listing, please pay attention and get this done. You can do it right now. Click the green send to seller button right there. Add the seller's email address, singular or plural, 1 or 2. All right, dear Ian and Lauren, and click send. Yes, send it. And then do the same thing for the e-flyer. And I'll show you the e-flyer. And they both link to the single property website. The social media post is awesome. You're gonna look like $1 million to the seller's friends. The e-flyer, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. It also links to the single property website. And I'm gonna give you a few more pro tips here in a minute. But for both of them, I'll go back. So we sent the social media post. So the e-flyer. So just like we were doing before, click the green, send to seller. It will autofill from the information you gave earlier. Just make sure you're good and click send. The seller is going to get 2 emails. They're going to think it came from you. And it's going to be addressed to them. Everything's going to be perfect for you. You're going to be CC'd. Your copy will have your name in it. And that is your cue to call the seller up. And you say something like, hey, Scott here. Want to let you know we're having a great open house this weekend. I just got the Facebook ad done. It's on Zillow. It's on Realtor.com. We have a lot of other great marketing going to happen. But I sent you a couple of things to share. One thing to put up on your Facebook page to let everybody know about the open house. And the second is an email to share, because you likely know people who know people that would love to look at a home in the area. And especially in this, changing market, we don't want to leave any stones unturned. And your sellers are going to love that. They're going to
Yeah.
post it to their Facebook page. You should go like and comment, leave a quick little comment on the post. And that way, all of their friends, when they come in and start commenting and leave really cool comments about it, you're going to be notified. And so if anybody asks a question, you can be there right to answer it. All right. And plus, after you comment, it's going to help out the algorithm a little bit. So now the Facebook algorithm will start showing it to more of their friends. And so to really help get that out there, the email as well, their friend, they're going to send the email out to everybody they know. They are going to click through, go to your single property website. Both the e-flyer and the social media post mention you and your brokerage. So it's just great branding and great lead gen opportunities for you.
And if you have won that listing with the 100-point marketing plan, remember how many pages was talking about different methods we're gonna get your listing to all these different social media
Oh
platforms.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah,
we're just getting started.
Yeah, no, and I say a great way to make sure you do good marketing is to use the 100-point home marketing plan in the listing presentation, because that way the seller will know and expect what's happening. And if they don't remember it necessarily, if they ask you about something down the road, you can just refer back to the 100-point home marketing plan, and they're going to be like, oh yeah. And especially if you leave them the hard copy, right? They'll have that to refer to at all times. So it's an awesome little tool right there. Yeah, in fact, we just did a major upgrade to it, and I can't believe I didn't get a training video done today. I'll show everybody on this call. We made it so much cleaner. It's beautiful. All right, nearby homeowner letter. This is such a great way to invite the neighbors to the open house so that we generate more seller leads. The best way to get this for an open house, you can mail it. If you're going to mail it, make sure you go through the guide on, making sure it's got making sure the font on the envelope looks like it was hand done. The worst thing you can do with the nearby homeowner letter is send it in a business looking envelope. All right. You want that. It's got to either be hand done or look like it was hand done. So Thanks IO, Mailbox Power, Zaire Mail are all mail houses that have the handwritten font options. But a lot of people will just door knock with this thing. This is such a perfect tool. And here's the beautiful thing about this. If it's not your listing and you want to get more listings, here's a tip. Get in front of more homeowners. Here's another tip. Door knock with this letter. All right. You're doing two things, really three things. One, you're knocking on the door of the homeowner with the great opportunity to engage them. All right. Even if you leave it behind, like you take a little bag and you put it on their door, you're inviting them to the open house. And even if you don't talk to them or they come to the open house, a lot of people save these letters for some reason. And I have a few ideas, but a lot of our clients will tell us, hey, I used the letter and it was 6 months, 9 months, a year later, I got a call. So not only can it help you get a listing quickly, but it can also be something that just hangs around. And then all of a sudden you're going to get a call from somebody and you go over there and you're going to see this letter sitting there on the kitchen countertop. So yeah, get that letter. Now here's a beautiful thing. You can just door knock with it as is. Here's a little tip. If you can, ask the homeowner. Now this will work mostly for listing agents, but see if you can do a half hour. Like if you're not going to do a neighbor preview on a Thursday or a Wednesday or Friday, like we always talk about, maybe you do a half hour before the public open house. So while the public open house is 1 to 3, maybe you do 12:30 to 1 as neighbors only. And it could even be catered. So here I click the edit icon. We're having a open house preview from, I'm going to say 12:30 to 1 p.m. before the public open house starts at 1 p.m. And that way they know for that half hour, it'll just be the neighbors. And we got the QR code right there they can scan. We got the text code. All you have to do is just download it. I would print it. What I would do, I would print it from my office or my home, and I would just go door knock with this thing. Whether I do it 2 hours before the open house, or probably better like a day or two before the open house, so you're not so rushed. And beautiful letter. You can even format that a little bit nicer, make all three of these lines a little bit more even. But this letter right here is one of the best ways to generate seller leads. So again, you could mail it, but for an open house, I like door knocking. I love door knocking with that letter.
I'm thinking if I were the real estate agent, I would print this out. I would door knocking at Wednesday night, making sure everybody's at home. Bring a little, even those little chocolate, those little like maybe 6-pack in it, a little present.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost you a lot. It's like $3 or something.
To door knock with that letter in a $3.
No, but it's very, very cute. Those chocolates. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. Well,
all right.
We'll come back to me.
We'll come back to that. All right. So the back to the daily for the open house. All right, we got into the nearby homeowner letter, and that's actually, to Yi's point, that's actually a Thursday activity.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I just mentioned that's something I'll probably do Thursday or Friday before the open house. So, but let's get back to Tuesday. So Tuesday, we're going to go to our database. So we got the eFlyer free database. Calling through your database is a very, very powerful technique, because you're going to see some of those people in your database that you haven't talked to in a while. Let them hear your voice. Let them know you're active in the market, and let them know that there's an opportunity to meet you if they happen to be driving around, and if they're thinking about buying or selling. And imagine in a few months, maybe the first time they don't come to your open house, but you call them 3 or 4 months again later, they remember your first call. And like with all marketing, whether it's a Facebook ad, whether it is a social media post or anything else, right? It typically takes how many points of contact? Like 8 touches,
right?
5, 8, 10. There's some number of touches, and 1 or 2 is about 1 or 2%. So we want to play the odds. So I want to have good odds. So I know that if I can have good touch points with my database, hey, email is going to be a lot of it. Text messages will be a lot of it. Them seeing my social media shorts and ads and posts and everything like that is part of it. But also leaving a voicemail, right? Them hearing your voice, you inviting them to an open house can be a very, very powerful way to engage some of those leads in your database. So for the eFlyer, back in listings to leads, we got the eFlyer for your database right here. And it's a beautiful eFlyer. It's got a 5-image slideshow. Looks absolutely beautiful. And then we're letting our database know that when this property sells, it will affect their home value. So all the homeowners are on that property. And home values change constantly. So we want to make that offer to all the homeowners in our database. And then we've got our listings to lead signature. Either send it through your CRM by clicking this copy button, and you'll see some options right here. And I'll show you for Follow-Up Boss. And this could be KV Core, it could be whatever. Just navigate to where you're going to send out the email in your CRM, and you'll click the insert HTML or insert source, pop up, paste in what you got from listings to leads, and there you go. So that's going to link people to the single property website. And it's like you can get this out through your database to all of your leads in just a few seconds. All right, beautiful signature. This is going to the What is Your Home Worth landing page automatically. So I'll generate some seller leads out of my database. I'll get people going to the single property website. And then I've got if you want to send it through listings to leads, just click the green Send Now button. Like literally that easy. I can send them my buyer leads, my seller leads, the leads only on this listing. So 15 ambient way, because just send it to leads I generated from this listing so far and click send, get that out to them. And then here's the script. So make sure call a few of your old leads. This is not necessarily meant for your hot leads that you just generated, although it could be, right? If you're doing an open house and you got a hot lead that came in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the listing they came in off of in the open house you're doing. But for a lot of areas, that could also make great sense. Is to call through some of those hot leads, even if you call them this morning because they're on that 7-day or 30-day rotation, a second call to say, almost like a Columbo close, right? Call them up. Oh, hey, by the way, forgot to mention earlier, I'm going to be at an open house this weekend. It's a really nice listing. Could, but again, yours or borrowed, doesn't matter. But we're showing the market, we're showing our audience that we are, busy, we're approachable, and just able to be met. So yeah, call through your database. It's a great script. It's got some good engagement for homeowners and home buyers. So you're going to see there's a version of the script where it's more of almost like a circle prospecting thing. If they own a home near the farm, and then if they own a home but not in the farm, so there's people in your database that own a home but not near this listing, that version's for them. And then we got a version for buyer leads. So again, this doesn't have to be your listing to help you re-engage some of the people in your database. So make sure you take advantage of that. We've also got a short form video script. Make sure you do that. All right. In fact, let's go back to the daily calendar. All right. So for Tuesday, which is tomorrow, the e-flyer in the data. So work on your database and do number 2 of the campaign, of the open house campaign. Day number 1 in the campaign for the shorts was the front of the house. Day 2 campaign is the living room. Tomorrow's campaign or post will be of the kitchen. I'll show you examples of what those look like in a few minutes. Thursday is the nearby homeowner letter, which we talked about already. And day number 4 of the campaign is to invite the neighbors, which is beautiful. Day 6 is to highlight the backyard on Instagram, stories, reels, and TikTok. And let's see, Saturday, we got Sunday. All right, so we've gone through pretty much everything. Oh, yeah. I didn't show you guys the sign writers. So if you don't have this done yet, I don't think you'll be able to order them fast enough to get here before this weekend, but I highly recommend. You want your yard sign, if you're the listing agent, you want your yard sign with a status on top at all times. So coming soon, just listed, active, open house, pending, just sold. And you always want one of these. The number of people that will call a 10-digit phone number of the agent is like 0.1%, if that. The number of people that will send a text, 10 to 20, 30, 40 times higher, right? It's a lot higher than the people that are actually going to call you. And people still generate leads from this. They really do. So I want to make sure that's on your yard sign. All right. Again, I want the open house on top. And I would even ask the listing agent, if I'm borrowing a listing, I might even ask the listing agent to put that up there so that I get more neighbors coming by. So depending on that's an ask you want to make as a showing agent. But if you're the listing agent and you're not doing that, you are missing out.
Right. Yeah, the chocolate, it's the Ferrero, the hazelnut ones.
Oh, so you're saying as I'm door knocking?
Yeah, well, only a few people are going to answer the door, but if they do answer, you should give them one of these. It's like every time you go to CVS or Walgreens, I always say, it's $3, but I love those. A lot of people love those.
Yeah. I would actually, it'd be kind of cool maybe is if you imagine you had one of those like coolers that can like a shoulder bag coolers like you take to the beach, but they're a little bit, and you have like a little bit of ice, a couple of Cokes in there. You have the chocolates in there. Because I'll tell you, Brian, for I don't know if Brian's on the call with us right now.
Those cookies, right?
Yeah, he did the cookies, and he also ended up talking to. Well, now he was door knocking with the expired
Yeah.
marketing plan. So he was
Uh-huh.
taking this out. He went to 8 homes, talked
Mm-hmm.
to 3
3.
different homes,
Yeah.
and he got stopped by a couple of people who are asking him about, were they, are they real estate investors? Are they agents? What have you? And I'm just kind of thinking, it was hot out, neighbors working in the yard. You're walking by with like, an ice
Okay.
cold Coke or water.
That's funny.
They're probably going to say no, but at least it's a great conversation starter, right?
Mm.
Because so imagine some like,
Whatever
people have,
works. Yeah.
so imagine someone's walking towards you and you just like whip out a Coke. I mean, even if they say no, they probably would start like dying laughing. Like, I can't believe you just whipped out a Coke or a water.
Maybe a Diet Coke.
That's funny. You got Diet Coke, I got water. Classic. All right. So we have gone through open house marketing. All of that can be found at listingsleads.com/open house. So if I go to listingsleads.com and I type in open house, that's going to take us to not everything, but most of the stuff that we just covered. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the open house sign-in form and how to use that.
Mm-hmm.
I also have, did I print it? Oh, yeah, I did. I got a new open house strategy for generating seller leads. And I will give this to whoever. I'll put this in the mastermind group a little bit later. Can you read it?
Yeah. It's
What
a
does it
enter
say?
the drawing for $20 Starbucks gift certificate.
Yes.
Scan a QR
So,
code below to enter. Oh,
right. So if you
a little
scan the QR
incentive
code,
for them.
yeah. So check this out. And I will do a training video on how to do this tomorrow. Let me see here. I thought I still had that up. Sorry, all right, let me go to landing pages.
I
What's that?
This reminds me, we were just at like a $1.8 million home, and all they got was tiny little like chocolate. Remember in the front, there was like nothing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting something better. I
So
was not
here's a
sure.
landing page I did. So this right here, right? So it's on an acrylic flyer. Imagine sitting that at your open house. And they scan the QR code. This landing page comes up and it's guess. So the flyer smarter than a realtor. And I love that because everyone thinks they're smarter than a realtor until they know they're not. So the smarter with the realtor will get their attention. And Malcolm, good to see you. Malcolm says, I have 3 bank-owned open houses this weekend.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
awesome. Now, some of these now, dude, this would be, I don't know if the bank owns are like regular neighborhoods. If they are, and they probably are, that could be a great strategy right there, right? So let's check this out. Guess your home value to enter free $20 Starbucks gift card drawing. And I got enter your home address below. 2, guess your current home value on page 2. 3, find results on page 3. Good luck. Winner will be notified via email tonight. So here's how the landing page works, right? So here, like we said, they're going to enter their home address below, right? That's below. And it goes to the next page, and this is really cool. Enter your home value estimate below. Closest to the middle of the range wins a $20 Pete's gift card. So what's my home value? I'm going to say 1,200,000 and 500. All right. So 1,200, 500. Let's see how I do.
For 121 Tomlinson?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
What do you think?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
So I'm just curious.
yeah, I'm just curious. That's
Yeah.
cool.
All right. So let's see what we come up with. Probably around there. I think I'm low.
Wow.
Ouch. All right. Well,
Holy map.
the middle range was 1367. So my 125. Yeah. Well, hey. And the cool thing is, the lead notification to me will show me that it was on the open house landing page, the open house version of the landing page that I created. And it will give me the amount I guessed in one of the fields because, you typed it in there. So I'll see the amount guessed, and then I'll see this information. So I can determine pretty quickly. Probably want to use my phone calculator or just use a calculator to quickly determine the difference between the two, and then I can get with the winner, right? The $20 gift card. So
Sorry,
I
you're out
think,
of luck.
yeah, you know what? I'm going to do a training video. I'll do like a 5 to 10 minute quick video on how to create a landing page, and
That's a
then
great,
you'll create it. I did a couple of quick edits, and then I'll put this into the mastermind group a little bit later tonight. And that's just a
yeah.
screenshot and then a QR code.
Yeah, this, you can also promote your local whatever, like a restaurant, anything,
Yeah,
bakery.
you know
So
what?
this
Yeah,
will be
let's do this.
fantastic.
Let's take a look at the sign-in form for the open house
Mm-hmm.
listing, and then let's go to open house mastery because, yeah, partnering up and, you know, catering an open house is such a fantastic way to get the neighbors to slow down, to get people coming through the house slowing down a little bit. Yi has done some catered open houses with her realtor partners and has had great results from it. So it can be a really good thing. And a lot of our clients have done it. In fact, Dustin Fox made it famous probably 4 to 5 years ago. And I'm sure it was even done before him, but about how to bring a food truck to an open house. So a lot of us, we're not in that position yet. But when you get better and better and better, it's going to be surprising how fast you can take a standard open house and create an event from it that people are going to never forget who you are. And that's what you want. So last
Just
thing in the
simply
market
have like a
listing.
block party,
Yeah, exactly.
make it into a block party, the event of the century for the neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, make it, most neighborhoods, they may have, a yearly yard sale. They may have something at the park. Most don't.
Barbecue, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, man, even bringing an ice cream truck to an open house would be
Mm,
amazing.
right, right.
Yeah. And if you
There's a
put
lot
that
of
in your
best
marketing,
memories.
and see, this is where it gets good. If you're the kind of person that never starts marketing their open house until Friday, you could never do that because you need like a week of marketing, that kind of an event to really get your money back from it. You got to plan it a little bit better. And so that's why I don't like people waiting so long to market an open house, because even your most basic open house should still be an event that sets you apart from 90% of all other agents.
Right.
It's hard to get to the open house event, food truck, yada, 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 if you don't start, doing better every open house from here on out. Very briefly, the open house sign-in form. If I click on view, people scan the QR code, they tap with their finger. There's a print version as well. They are both customizable. So any edits I make to the online version flow through to the print version. The reason why we put realtor's name instead of just do you have a realtor is because if you were to put do you have a realtor, yes or no, they're all going to say yes. And we actually got this from another client, and he said, or she, I can't remember who, but I know they said, we do. What is your realtor's name? Because in that way, most people leave that blank because they don't have a realtor and they can't think of a name to make up. So that's why we do it that way. All right. And again, there's a paper version right here. So you can download this. A lot of top agents love the paper version, right? They don't want their iPad being handled by people. So you can customize all the questions right here, turn them on or off, add new ones, delete, rearrange, and then save it. And now you got the print version if you want to
Mm-hmm.
use that, or the online version. And you've also even got a QR code. All right. Let's go. Any questions on marketing? Malcolm, are you going to do like back to back to back, or are you going to do like one a day for 3 days? And are they in the same neighborhood?
Neighborhoods?
Yeah. So yeah, Malcolm, are they all in the same neighborhood or are they in different neighborhoods?
Regular neighborhoods.
But like, are they all close by each other, or are they all in
So
three distinct neighborhoods?
are you doing it all on the same dates? Wow.
Well, that's what I was asking him. Yeah, no, he
Yeah,
says
that
two
would
on Saturday.
2 on Saturday. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that makes sense, and one on Sunday. Okay, so yeah, what I would do, Malcolm, if you're thinking about doing this, is to not kill yourself. And I don't know your background as far as doing things like this, but if doing some of that's kind of new to you, I would run ads for all the open houses. So let me back up a little bit. Let me show you something.
Mm.
All different neighborhoods. Okay, that's fine. Actually, I've got an email. I bet half of you don't know about this email I'm going to share with you. But Malcolm, real quickly, let me just share what I would probably do with 3 listings. Because leveraging, for example, the nearby homeowner letter to 3 different properties around would be a little bit insane. So, do the ad for each one, maybe do 50, 50, 50. That would put you right in the range of what I recommend for everybody. So do the Facebook ads and don't change anything except for the images if you need to. Otherwise, just go to the budget 50. Go ahead and do the post. They're bank owned, so you're not going to have the tools for the seller necessarily. If there are 1 or 2 of those neighborhoods where you feel like, hey, you know what, I really want to get listings in this neighborhood. If it's all 3, I would try to pick maybe the best 1 of them. Worst case, maybe the best 2. But you got to figure door knocking is a 2-hour thing. You can't, it's hard to door knock in 30 minutes. You're not going to get much out of that. So I would try to pick maybe what I thought was the best neighborhood for my business, whatever that means for you, and door knock 100 of those homes. And if there's a second listing with a great neighborhood, then maybe do 2 of them if you got the time. Now, short form videos, I would do the social media. You could do 3 posts a day, 1 for each listing, no problem. All right. No problem at all. There was so the nearby homeowner letter, the short form videos, right? You do those. All right. We got the sign writers. I would do those. Okay. And then catering. So we're going to talk about some other stuff here. Go to the marketing calendar, presentations, open house mastery. So open house marketing, that is doing all the things that are going to get people to the open house, that's going to generate us leads. So whether it's from social media, free and paid, our database, the farm, if you're the listing agent from the seller sphere of influence, we have all of these great things out there that are pulling listings into us. Now we want to make sure that we don't miss out on that opportunity. All that money and time that you have spent to market that open house, right? If you're the listing agent, to get the listing, to possibly have your next client standing in front of you, the last thing you want to do is muff that shot. You want to make sure that they are actually waiting around for you to talk to, because they're like, damn, man, the way this guy does open houses, I want him representing me, right? Representing my house. So we've got this presentation here we're going to go through, but there is a guide and a checklist. I'm just going to download the guide. The guides, they're all phenomenal. And we're going to just spend about 5 to 7 minutes going through the mastery part. You know where it is now. It's in your Listings to Leads account. Click marketing calendar, the presentation tab, top center, and then go right to open house mastery. And 39-page PDF. This thing is, you don't need to print it, but the cool thing about the guide is there's a number of things I reference in the presentation that have links, like to self-serving size cup options, acrylic flyer holders. So There's a lot of shopping links and links to more information in the guide that you won't see in the presentation itself. So take a look at the guide, take a look at the checklist. But you've done some open houses. What have been some of the feedback or thoughts from you on open houses?
Can I mention something real quick?
Yeah.
Is this thing a lot of real estate agents don't think, okay, they go do this, do that, whatever. Making sure the open house is like clean, especially if there is no furniture, like it needs not
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sweeping, like it needs cleaning. Okay, so do not like you better tell your seller, spend that money. I
Yeah. We
can't,
went to an open house. And I mean, my God, the thing was like hadn't really been swept. It was roughly swept, but not mopped.
especially if
And it
the
just
house has not been updated, right? If the house has not
yeah.
been updated, it doesn't show well already. So there are little
Yeah.
things you need to make sure it shows well. One thing is making sure it's clean.
Yeah, yeah. Showing well has nothing to do with money. Has nothing to do with money. You could have a $3 million home that looks like garbage, and then you can have a $350,000 home that just looks clean, and that's what we're looking for. So when you do an open house, yeah, that one guy, I mean, he was just like, I mean, it was so sad. I'm like, dude, you're just, I mean, it was like a literal. It was one of those open houses where it was like a literal waste of his time. I'm like, dude, why
Yeah,
are you even
also
here?
one more thing, I think staging versus not staging does make a big difference. I know some of the sellers are very budget conscious, but if you do some research, you can probably find somebody who can stage it for relatively reasonable price. And I think that would make the whole world difference.
Yeah, I think staging. Yeah, because walking around an empty house is
Very
because
difficult.
they're in and out in 3 minutes or less.
Yeah, they can't see like
Yeah,
how the
they
furniture
can't
will look.
visualize anything.
Exactly.
Worst case. Let's just say worst case. You have an empty house. It's new construction, whatever.
Well,
Throw that house. Throw the rooms. Right. Take the photos. What is that AI tool called where it does like
yeah.
AI
Oh, yeah,
staging?
exactly. The
You,
virtual
you could probably just use Chat GPT.
there's a software that people use. It's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, at the
Because
minimum.
before you'd have to use like Box Brownie and like have a $90 whatever per listing, something like that. And I think now there's a number of options. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
Where you can just I would do, and I would have like a little book. I would have a folder, right? But yeah, so here's the deal. When you're going to do an open house, where at all possible, yeah, it's clean. It's in the meat of the market, right? Not too high, not too low. Uh, every week. I mean, if your business is not, if you're not closing a deal a week, I would be doing open houses until I am doing a deal of the week. And then
right.
I'd probably keep doing open houses because it's really one of the easiest and most consistent ways of getting both buyers and sellers. It's just amazing. And then you start getting more pending listings, you get more sold listings, you'll have more just listed listings, and you're going to have all these beautiful marketing opportunities. And you're
Exactly.
going to
Yeah.
find, yeah,
Hmm.
life gets a lot easier.
Yeah. For those of you who are on the call who don't have any open houses this weekend, go back to your office, look for a listing you can borrow.
Yeah. And even though it might be a little bit slow in your area, now could be
Yeah.
the perfect time for you to actually practice and get
Hmm.
good with this before the market really heats up again or a lot more buyers start coming out. But again, the whole idea here, and we're going to spend literally about like, we're going to end this call in 6 minutes. So whatever we don't get through here, I want you to go through it on your own. You'll get into the mastermind group and ask questions if you've got them. But let's go through it just for a few minutes while we're together. And if there's any questions while we're on the call, type those in because again, if you go through the link, the second link I gave you at the beginning of this call on the struggling with Facebook ads, and you read what Gordon Day said, the combination of both Facebook ads and open houses took him from not much of a pipeline, not much excitement in the business to having a full pipeline, a 2.5 million in pending and in contract, and more
More
short
conversation.
term and medium term business.
Right.
So yeah, open houses. if you do them the way we talk about it and you improve and you just get better every single weekend, and they're more fun. You know,
You have a good conversation. Yeah.
sitting in a blah energy, right? Having no energy, and you're sitting there for 2.5 hours knowing you screwed up, knowing you had the opportunity to do better and you didn't. Whew, that'd be depressing. All right. Yeah, we're just here talking about just creating engagement, right? Creating visibility. Again, I know you all want to talk to more homeowners. You want more listings. All right. The best way to do that is not sitting at your desk behind a computer. One of the great ways of doing that is actually door knocking as an invitation to the open house, either a nearby neighbor preview or just the regular open house. But it's actually inviting and having conversations with people that live around the listing. And I would even ask them, yeah, you had an idea the other day. You said, ask the neighbors what they love about the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, you know what? Let's actually incorporate that into this training, because I think that's a fabulous thing that as the agent and you're door knocking, right? Don't make this, and the beautiful thing about the nearby homeowner letter is not transactional, but I think a great way to get them really to open up, maybe you just let them know that you're having an open house, you're inviting them to the open house. And I would love to ask you a question about what it is you love about the neighborhood. I'm asking all the other homeowners, and want to include some of the best answers, to the potential buyers.
That's
I,
really
I
good.
think
Yeah.
I think it's phenomenal.
Well, my other thing was when you were doing videos, you could, if you see a homeowner, I don't know, next door or something, hey, they could be in the video, ask, what do you like about this neighborhood? That'd be very cool as well.
I would play that by ear. And if I had someone, like, you
Just
get
happen.
into a call and, sometimes you just know, right? You're talking to someone, you're like, dude, yeah, you're hitting it off really well. And as long as you're comfortable doing video, you could totally ask them. Yeah. Say, hey, do you mind? Can I just get like a 7-second clip of you just saying how amazing, Ruby Ridge, oh, that's an awful example.
Ruby
The
Ridge
Ruby
subdivision,
Trail, whatever, or the park or
Holiday
the
Lake.
river or the cafe, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, always be looking for opportunity to create some short little video content.
yeah. But I like your idea when you're door knocking, ask them that question. I think it'd be great because most neighbors love showing off their neighborhood, right?
Well, yeah. And I think also it just gives you more opportunity to really extend that conversation in a way
Totally.
that is going to make that homeowner, that neighbor, prouder, happier. You know what I
That
mean?
you're actually gonna hold it open house. You talk to them, they will remember you.
Yeah. That you care. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
100%. All right. Awesome. When you're picking an open house, and again, this gets to your own listing may not be the best listing to have an open house at. Now, if it's your listing, you'll probably be somewhat obligated to have at least one open house, but there's only so many times you can do an open house at a listing week after week after week. So you're going to have to give it at least, a week or two in between after maybe the second one. So look for other listings to hold open. Make sure they're in a good area for your business. You want a good price point, not too high, not too low. If you don't have any listings, find out what is selling the most. Where are most of the buyers in your area looking? All right. And try to find a home in that location and in that price point. There's no reason holding an open house in a price point or location where there's no buyers. Right? There's no point in that. All right, talk about borrowing a listing here. And just real quickly here, Malcolm says, hard time keeping up with money that comes on a QR code, and some do not. For the ones that do, would it be wise? Oh, yeah, Malcolm, 100%. 100%. And in fact, hold that thought. Yeah, hold that thought for 1 minute. I will. Yeah, we got that document. I think we can share
I
it in the
think,
master.
Malcolm, you will be better off using the print form.
The print version?
Yeah, the print version have the clipboards, like 4 or
Mhm.
5 of them. Each will have the, clipboard while they sign it. And this
Yeah.
way, you're not gonna lose anything. And there is what is that piece of paper we always put outside the open house? It says, "We ask you to sign in because for security reasons for the seller," right?
Yeah,
And then at
let
the end of
me
signing the form, you're gonna get our, single property website and other things. Remember that piece of paper?
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna upload that to the mastermind group
Yeah,
right
I think
now.
that would
Hold
be
on a
great.
second.
You see, the problem with signing on the scan the QR code, you don't know who did what. That's exactly the issue you're running into.
Mm.
That's why most of the agents prefer the signing form, the actual form.
What? I thought I had.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, no, totally right. Yeah. No, maybe it's right here. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yep. All right. I'm gonna drop let's see if I can upload these.
No, just the two and
And Malcolm, you'll actually see discussion on the whole clipboard idea at that presentation. So in listings to leads, again, click marketing calendar, click the presentation tab, then open house mastery. As you go through that presentation, yeah, we talk about clipboards, what to put on the clipboard. I mean, dude, it gets into so much detail. And all I expect of anybody is that you understand what we're talking about and that you just try to get a little bit better each time. Dude, you got 3 open houses. Just try to get through 3 open houses. See what you can do here, see what you can incorporate. And then next week, just add one more thing, add one more thing. Within a couple of months, you're going to be crushing it. So I'm going to put here open house aids. I'm going to put please sign in. I'm going to put lender flyer. And I'm going to put home value drawing flyer. Let me click post. So what you could do right now is, and this is what I would do for something like this, is if there was something here that you wanted, you could download, upload into either Canva or Chat GPT, edit it. So this is just a picture of the property in the background, and this is something to put on the door and near the sign-in station or area where we're asking for people to sign in. The seller has respectfully requested all visitors sign in for security purposes. And when they do sign in, or when you sign them in, so if you're going to use a paper version, the later you add them to the online version, they will automatically be sent 6 things to check before buying a home. So that will be sent to them automatically. And then this was the flyer I shared with you where I got a what is your home worth landing page, and I'm using that landing page in my open house as a drawing. So whoever guesses closest to the middle value of their home will win a $20 Starbucks gift card. And again, you saw the landing page right here that when people scan the QR code in the flyer, they go right to this landing page right here. And just kind of fun, right? You don't want to do the same thing all the time. So it's fun to have something a little bit different. All
well,
right.
you should
Yes.
definitely sign up for the AI text follow-up for sure.
Yeah. You signed up for it. In fact, you had a lead come in. I saw today.
Yeah, lead, they will engage
Yeah,
you
they
with
qualified.
AI.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was trying to imagine. Do you remember? I can't remember what they said, but
No, they're just saying I was just checking the prices in the neighborhood. He's ready to buy like 12 months out.
oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's having
Yeah.
conversation with AI text. So
Yeah. In fact, I want to go through in another live, maybe after we get back. I want to go through your whole idea earlier about, so many people will put, well, I'm just dreaming, or 12 plus months. And a lot of it is because they don't really understand credit scores or theirs. They don't really understand seller concessions, down payment assistance, all of that, the loan stuff, how that all works.
Yeah, it's basically, people don't know that what the action plan is because they either
Yeah,
misinformed or they just
yeah,
don't know, right? They're hesitant because the market is what it is. Rates
yeah,
are high, and they worry about they don't have enough down payment, they don't have the right credit score. So they just say, I'm just dreaming. Or
yeah.
or there are people who know exactly what they're doing, 1 to 3 months. So I think what we wanna do is for people, who specifically says they are ready to buy within 1 to 3 months, there should be a complete,
Well, no, more,
follow-up
no, no,
support.
more of my train of lot thought here is because you'll get way more people are saying I'm just
I'm
dreaming
dreaming.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
totally.
And so we got to have a way of discerning or finding out, well, okay, are you really 12 months out, or is that just a way
Something
of
that we
saying,
can solve now. Yeah.
yeah, is that just a way of saying, I want to buy, but I just got no clue, like any of this stuff. I know I should buy a house. I've been renting. I'm paying $2,500 a month in rent for the last 3 or 4 years. Rent's only been going up, and I know something about prices maybe are not going up as much anymore, or maybe they're even coming down. And I got a stable job. I'm a teacher. I'm a nurse. I work at the Amazon warehouse. I'm a truck driver, whatever it is. Uh, and so how can we better really help our leads? Because here's the thing: imagine you got a lead, and they say, "I'm just dreaming," and they pay $3,000 or $2,500 in rent for another year. How much opportunity they lost? And let's say rates do come down, and the housing market does get better. And now that you're going to spend $20,000 more with no seller concessions on a property that they could have gotten this summer at a really good discount.
But
And we're not talking people into buying. We're just trying to make sure that the
they
buyer,
understand. Right.
that they are educated,
Yeah.
that they understand, that they're not using, and this is by no means negative, but just they're not allowing what they don't know to bite
Dictate
them on
it.
the ass.
Mhm.
How is that for being clear about what I mean?
Alright.
All right. That'll be something we explore at
At
another
a different time,
call.
but mhm.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. So, all right, everybody, listen, have a fantastic week. Get to the mastermind group. Let us know how we can help you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for another awesome live training.
Definitely.
That was good.